Om Mahyanatimanasya Chanamsala Shlakaya Saksan Militam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namah Chichitayamanopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svamrapakadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shiyo Shiyuda Padakamalam Shigam Vaishnavam Sa Shiyopam Jagajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagalita Shivishakam Vitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Bando Jatpate Gopesha Gopkakanta Radhakanta Namastate Tapta Kanchna Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhane Sutadevi Pranamama Hare Priye Vancha Kalta Visha Kripa Sindhu Visha Padnam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavina Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Today we will be reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 19, the appearance of Sukadev Goswami, text 3. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudirayat Nastvesya Bhadrasu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhagavata Tamasluke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Adjeva Rajam Balam Rida Kosham Vakopita Brahma Kula Nalome Dahat Fabadasya Punar Name Bhut Papiya Siddhir Tvicha Deva Gopya. Word for word translation. Adya, this day, Eva, on the very Raj Yam kingdom, Balamrita, strength and riches, Kosham, treasury, Prakopita, ignited by, Brahmakula, by the Brahmana community, Analaha, fire, Medahatu, let it burn me, Abhadrasya, inauspiciousness, Punaha, again, Na, not, Me, unto me, Abhut, may occur, Papiyasi, sinful, Dehi, intelligence, Dvija, Brahmanas, Deva, the Supreme Lord, Gopya, and the cows. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. So this is Maharaj Pariksit speaking after he has been cursed. He got the news of being cursed. He says, I'm uncivilized and sinful due to my neglect of Brahminical culture, God consciousness and cow protection. Therefore, I wish that my kingdom, strength, and riches burn up immediately by the fires of the Brahman's wrath, so that in the future I may not be guided by such inauspicious attitudes. Purport. Progressive human civilization is based on Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and protection of cows. All economic development of the state by trade, commerce, agriculture, and industries must be fully utilized in relation to the above principles. Otherwise, also called economic development becomes a source of degradation. Cow protection means feeding the Brahminical culture, which leads towards God consciousness, and thus perfection of human civilization is achieved. The Age of Kali aims at killing these higher principles of life. And although Maharaj Pariksit strongly resisted the domination of the personality of Kali within the world, the influence of the age of Kali came at an opportune moment, and even a strong king like Maharaj Pariksit was induced to disregard the Brahminical culture due to a slight provocation of hunger and thirst. Maharaj Pariksit lamented the accidental incident, and he desired that all his kingdom's strength and accumulation of wealth would be burnt up for not being engaged in Brahminical culture. The state or home where wealth and strength are not engaged in the advancement of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection is surely doomed by providence. If we want peace and prosperity in the world, we should take lessons from this verse. Every state and every home must endeavor to advance the cause of Brahminical culture for self-purification, to advance the cause of God consciousness for self-realization, and to advance the cause of cow protection for getting sufficient milk, the best food to continue a perfect civilization. The verse again. Atyevaracham balarita kosham pakopita brahmakulana lome dahat vababas dahat abadrasya punarname bhut papiya siddhir tviya deva gopyaham. I am uncivilized and sinful due to my neglect of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection. Therefore, I wish that my kingdom's strength and riches burn up immediately by the fire of the Brahman's wrath, so that in the future I may not be guided by such inauspicious attitudes. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskachai Desatarani. Here we get an insight here in the consciousness of a pure devotee, that he gets the news of being cursed, and immediately thinks the fault lies in me. And that so this inner attitude of an advanced devotee is also described by Lord Brahma in his prayers to Lord Krishna. Tatena kampam susamik samano punjana evatmakitam vipakam ritvach vapubir vidada namaste jiveteo muktipade sadayabak. So Lord Brahma prays that I'm just waiting for your mercy, my Lord. I'm waiting while patiently suffering the reactions of my past misdeeds. I offer my obeisance unto you. I offer you my obeisance with heart, words, and body. So such a person, it is said, is eligible for liberation. So Brahma, he thinks, yeah, I get these reactions, this suffering, and I deserve it. I'm not innocent. I deserve it because it's due to my own past misdeeds. So it thinks immediately the fault lies in me. I deserve it because, and Krishna gives me suffering, but he gives me only a token out of his kindness. So that is a pure devotee. Because Krishna is in our heart, and if whoever does something inauspicious, that in the heart of one who is pure, immediately great guilt comes. Why did I do that? So it's going to an internal process. Why did I do that? That I should be punished because so that I'm not doing that anymore in the future. So this responsibility for one's own actions. We see many people in this world are in anxiety when they don't get what they want, or they don't get what they expect. But if you accept what happens as the mercy of Krishna, you said, yes, it's due to my past misdeeds, then most of your suffering was already going away just by accepting it. But the materialist is going to fight against it. Because when one is not pure in heart, one thinks the fault lies in the other, not in me. And one is going to fight and retaliate and create new reactions. So this is an important lesson we have to learn. That in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, in the 4th chapter, the three types of karma. Karma, good karma, or vikarma, bad karma. Good karma leads to happiness for the body in the future, for somebody in the future. A body in the future. A future body, which we will get the happiness as a reaction. Or vikarma means suffering. But we get that karma, and what is our free will? We cannot change that karma, we have to accept it. But what's our free will? Our free will is that our reaction to this suffering is our free will. And we learn here how to accept the suffering as Krishna's mercy. Because Maharaj Pariksit thinks, I get this suffering, it's to rectify myself. And yes, so that I'm not doing that in the future anymore. So that's important. If some situation comes to us as a reaction of our previous life, and we are not thinking of Krishna, and we are not considering that this is our own fault, that and Krishna is so merciful that he gives this suffering to rectify myself. So if that is acting in Krishna consciousness with knowledge, that so Krishna loves everyone, and like sometimes he rectifies his own children, and we get rectified. That and we see also in the Bhagavatam, we have so many pastimes, the Vrindavan pastimes, that the chapter 23 in the 10th canto, the wives of the ritualistic Brahmins. The Brahmins, they were proud being Brahmins. That and when the cowherd boys came to ask something for Krishna and Balaram, they did not reply. They were too absorbed in their selfish sacrifices. Although, as Brahmins, it's their duty to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to offer everything to Vishnu. That so Krishna has organized this pastime so that they could get rid of their pride. That and rectify them. They understood later our wives who are devotees of Krishna are much more elevated. We are afraid from Kamsa, but they are not afraid from Kamsa. And in the next chapter, chapter 24, 25, Krishna speaks about the lifting of Govardhan Hill. That he lifts Govardhan Hill to protect everyone against the wrath of Indra. Again, Indra is arrogant, is proud, and is going to give him a lesson, rectify him. So through his pastime, Krishna does that to rectify demigods, to rectify Brahma even, who was bewildered, and so many examples that so Krishna is a well-wisher of all living entities, and he gives them experience by which devotees learn. They are reflecting. It's a process of reflecting. If the devotee feels bad because he has done something wrong, and then he reflects, why did I do it? I should avoid this in the future. It's good to be punished so that I'm not doing it again. So that is the showing willingness to learn from our experiences. And then life is a drama, but we learn from the drama. But the materialistic people, they don't learn. They become absorbed and they start to fight and retaliate. They think, I'm a good person. That the fault lies with the others. I'm the greatest. Arrogance comes. But for devotees, this pride and this contamination comes also in very subtle forms, desire for profit, distinction, adoration, that it's subtle, but it's also very dangerous. So we need all to remove this from our heart. That we remove that just by engaging in devotional service and reflecting on our experience. That so yes, that Maharaj just was thinking, I wish my kingdom strength riches burn up immediately in the fire of the Brahman's wrath. Because he understands my kingdom, my strength, my riches, but also they must be engaged in the service of Krishna and the Brahmins. And I've offended the Brahmins. That so if you offend the Brahmins, a devotee knows then something inauspicious will happen in the future. That and that will happen here in this pastime. He will receive the news that he is cursed by Shringi, the son of Samika Rishi. That but when he receives that news, he thinks that's the most fortunate thing in my life. I'm most fortunate because now I can give up my attachment to my kingdom, to my strength, to my riches, everything. That so yes, this shows also another aspect, which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. In the 5th chapter, Lord Krishna speaks about that. That I think it's 5:11. Tayena manasa bodhya kevaler indiyar api yogina karmakovanti sangatyatmatma sudaye. The yogas abandoning attachment, act with body, mind, intelligence, and even with the senses only for the purpose of purification. They act only for the purpose of purification. That so therefore, a devotee knows that I must act for the satisfaction of the senses of Krishna. That and then my body, mind, intelligence will all become purified. That therefore, we must engage in purified activities by acting in Krishna consciousness. How should we always act how do we always act for that purification? In Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami, he gives the formula. Iya yasya aredasya karmana manasagira nikalash abhavashta sujivan mukta sauchate. When we act in Krishna consciousness, should always use our body, mind, intelligence, words in the service of Krishna, and also the service of the Brahmins. And that means acting without false ego. So a devotee knows he's not a body, and he knows the body does not belong to him. he belongs to Krishna and the body belongs to Krishna. So yes, we use everything in Krishna's service, or we dovetail everything in Krishna's service. And then one is devoid of false ego if one acts according to one's constitutional position in sambandha jnana, knowledge that I'm a servant of Krishna. So that is perfect Krishna consciousness. So Krishna conscious means I'm not attached to the results. Whatever comes, I accept as Krishna's mercy. And then one attains unadulterated peace. That one is not attached to the results, at least not attached for the results for oneself. One can be attached to the results for Krishna. That's spiritual. Because if we become attached to the results, we become entangled. And therefore, Maharaj Pariksit says, yes, let calamities come so that I can give up this kingdom, my attachment to this kingdom, attachment to my army, attachment to my treasury, attachment to my queens. And that will be most fortunate. And if I lose this attachment, then yes, I will be able to make spiritual advancement and be peaceful, that even in the most disturbing situations, so mentally we should renounce the attachment to all the actions that if attachment is there for the body and the senses, then we cannot be happy. But a Krishna conscious person is free from both the outer and inner activities of the material body. So now in the purport, what Prabhupada says, he speaks about Brahminical culture, the importance of Brahminical culture, and it speaks of different factors that Brahminical culture, but also cow protection. So Maharaj Pariksit lamented because he offended Samaka Rishi because of being disturbed by thirst, and he should not have done that. Of course, we see he will be fasting now for 7 days without water or food, that he will forget about it just by hearing this Krishna Katha, and he will experience the effect of Krishna Katha. But even a Kshatriya is trained to control his senses. So why did he lose his temper at that moment? It was Lord Krishna's desire. Kali Yuga had to start. It had to start. That and yes, Kali had to enter the society, and he entered to the Brahmins, to Shringi. He was the first victim of Kali. But before Maharaj Parikshit he was very, very strict, and Kali could not enter. So Krishna made arrangement that Kali could enter and that Kali Yuga could start. It had to start. But that was not the real reason why Krishna wanted Kali Yuga to start. He wanted the Bhagavatam to be spoken. And that is here the introduction to the speaking of the Bhagavatam, this chapter. So another important aspect is that pleasing the Brahmins. For us, first of all, that means pleasing the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. That if we don't follow Prabhupada's instructions, then our life will not be auspicious. But when we follow his instructions, then we will be empowered to make spiritual advancement. The same with Maharaj Parikshit and the Brahmins. Of course, Kshatriyas must follow Brahminical culture and respect respect Brahminical culture. But yes, Kali Yuga had to start so every state and every home must endeavor to advance the cause of Brahminical culture for self-purification, to advance the cause of God consciousness for self-realization, and to advance the cause of cow protection for getting milk, the best food to continue a perfect civilization. There you have these two aspects, that pleasing the Brahmins and taking care of the cows. It's a very simple formula, but it's the basic of the Vedic culture. And that Srila Prabhupada speaks about that in so many ways, that one must act in such a way to please the Brahmins and the cows, because the Brahmins and the cows are very dear to Krishna. Yeah. Ko Brahmanya Itayasam. That and the cows are very dear to Krishna. That because cow protection, if one engages in cow protection, it is a very nice service because it pleases Krishna just by protecting the cows. That and Brahminical culture is the head of society, and the head must be most protected. That also in our ISKCON society, Prabhupada wanted to educate everyone as Brahmins, get a head there. That so that must come first. That a devotee who is seriously and becomes advanced, he develops Brahminical qualities. And the Krishna conscious movement is there to lead the entire world, because they are the Brahmins who give real knowledge leading to self-realization. So this culture is important, Brahminical culture, that so also we dress according to the Vedic culture, Brahminical culture. We develop cleanliness. So these qualities of a Brahman are very important. One who develops Brahminical qualities, he becomes peaceful, satisfied, not easily disturbed. Samara Damas Tapas Chaucham, that is austere, follows regulative principles, is clean, he knows the religious principles. So that was Prabhupada's wish for a moment, that we create Brahmins, qualified Brahmins, who could then lead society. That, of course, it is very difficult to attain, that leading society, that when Prabhupada was in Mauritius, he was thinking, Mauritius could be the first Krishna conscious country. But at another time, the devotees asked Prabhupada, what is our greatest success? And Prabhupada said, our greatest success is if 3% of the population becomes Krishna conscious. So you should not expect that everyone should become Krishna conscious. But 3% is a lot of the world population. But yes. So we can recap. What's the essence here? First is the consciousness of Maharaj Pariksit, feeling repentant, reflecting on what he did, that I should be punished, then I will not do it anymore. So it takes, although it was an insignificant incident, he was thinking, yes, he took it serious, because he was meant to be of proper conduct. So he was expressing that inner attitude. Yes, I'm uncivilized and sinful. And now, more than 5,000 years ago, everyone reads that. So he was not afraid to speak the truth, to disclose the truth, and that according to his perception or inner attitude, because it was an insignificant incident, nothing serious. But if a devotee does something wrong, he takes it serious. I should improve. And that inner attitude is healthy for spiritual advancement. So I will stop here. Are there any comments or questions? Yes, Mother Venuya. You are muted. We don't hear you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Right.
Sorry, for some reason the camera is not working today. I don't know why. Thank you very much for your very excellent class. I would like to ask a very personal question. As I already mentioned, I have intense challenges with unbalanced eating. Then, as you read the verse, I thought, oh, maybe it's also this incapability to control the senses, also due to neglect of Brahminical culture and former lifetimes. And for me, is especially the problem. Also yesterday evening, it was again very, very bad that I take more, which is good for me. And Krishna kindly sent me already long-term health challenges, to purify me. And I can totally accept this as Krishna's mercy, and I can totally accept this purification process. And I'm on one side also thankful for it. And yesterday evening, I asked myself why I'm doing this. Ne? Also, I know it's not good, ne? And I had no answer. The only answer I have is I don't have really the strong desire to give it up. And my main question is how can I, also on one side, I'm very much attracted to Krishna consciousness, also I cannot live without it, and I do the all day only sadhana or be in the temple or something with here at home. And also on the one side, I'm very much attracted, and on the other side, I cannot get rid of these yeah, taking more prasadam than what is good for the body. Ne? So and this, yeah, how do I really develop? As I have in every other case, I have a lot of discipline and chanting and cleaning and everything, but not in but not in this case.
Yes, that is a very good point of reflection. When Ajamil had his near-death experience and he saw the Yamadutas and the Vishnudutas, and he heard their conversation. After the near-death experience, he got a determination. He said, I will not do it again. I will not do it again. So it's a question of determination. The mind is under influence of the material energy. And according to the times of the day and the months, influence of the mind is different. And sometimes the mind is more easy to control, sometimes more difficult. But if one has Krishna conscious determination, one will regulate it and say no to the mind. And eat with intelligence. It's a process of falling down, getting up, falling down, getting up. But in the long term, it should improve that, and we should endeavor to get out of it, praying to Krishna for his mercy, for his strength, for intelligence, for empowerment. But usually it takes some time. And I've experienced sometimes I'm going to very intense periods. So many things happen. For the mind, it can be too much. But due to this intense experience, I get the power to control the mind some way or another. Don't listen to the mind. Live with intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and engage the mind. Never listen to it. That is a lesson to be learned.
Yeah, I totally agree, Maharaj. The difficulty is if you are often in the temple and the first thing what you see when you enter the temple is the prasadam buffet. Na, also so, ne, yeah, I'm quite often exposed to it. Ne? This is yeah, really a difficulty. Also so to, naja, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the senses go into the sense objects. Ne? And I'm totally aware that this is it's a lack of willpower and determination. And I went already through many things in my lifetime where I had a lot of determination, and now I have the feeling how to say in
Mm.
English, I'm running out of steam. Ne? Also with termination in this part is not in sadhana for regulative principles. This is no question. Ne? But in this aspect, so I have the feeling so yeah, then I'm running out of steam with this determination. Ne? So
Yeah, but still, don't give up.
mm,
Never give up. I'm following since many years a diet, and they may bring me the tasty prasad, but I cannot take it because I become sick from it.
mm,
So it's just the choice: I become sick or not. And the choice is made easily. Better not to become sick. I must engage in my service.
mm.
But yeah, that takes some time. Good. Thank
Thank
you
you very
very
much,
much.
Marat. Thank you very much. All the best.
All close to Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Bhakti Prabha Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare
Hare Krishna.